Chapter 1. So that was the prologue, apparently. We had a case and we didn't solve it. Great start. Welcome back. Well, the boat noise was very loud. To be honest, I don't really remember what we did last time. I think we spoke with this guy and I see that there's something going on over here. So I'm just going to check what we did and where we are because we're still in the prologue. So it shouldn't be that long before we finish this. So we have a gala invitation, which we took, I think, from the lady, Florence. I don't know if that's her name or the location. Oh, it is. Her mascara. Makeup remains a mystery to me. And her powder case. But why I'm taking makeup, I'm not really sure. Do we have my notes? Ship event. This is really a bad mechanic because I have to shift my mouse and then it will, I have to place it on this plus sign, which is really weird. No sign of tampering. Dial. Right. Thief new code. Ship cabin. And we have who stole her cigarette case. That's the case we're working on. So we have suspect Anastasia. She was sleeping in a cabin, she says. Quick to lay her head to rest, although there's no proof of a claim. We have Hastings, which I hope he didn't do it because he's our buddy. He was working in his cabin, he said. So he says. And he had the knife. Although Monsieur Hastings was quick to offer up the knife, he must have known what position he was putting himself in by handling it. And then we have Mark, who we just spoke to. That's the drunk guy. Could have broken in with knife. A knife such as the porter's would be the perfect tool to use to break in. With no witness to confirm his movements, I cannot rightly confirm his alibi. And we have Florence herself. An opportune moment for a valuable item to go missing. She was alone. And she knew the code, obviously. And she had keys to the room, also obviously. Inspect the ship and check fingerprints. Alright, so I'm not really done, I guess, with inspecting the ship. Can I check for fingerprints with this book? No, I guess not. So how am I supposed to do that? Do I need to speak with Hastings? Didn't I do that?
What can I do for you?
I'm not sure. May I see it? Oh, he still has it. I have 3 discoveries, so I kind of did this already. I can select. I want to check for fingerprints, but I don't know how to do that. Zoom out. No, I don't know. A stainless modern spike with a football blade and a stained spiked tip. Oh, I can't go this way. No reason to go there. Oh, I'm sorry. What about over here? No, can't go here? No. But I'm not done inspecting the ship, apparently. Which I don't understand. Dining room, can go here?
Aha.
There's no reason to go there. I can't go up here, I think. No.
I shall let you return.
Look at the cabin a bit more, maybe. Maybe I missed something. So I don't know how to check for fingerprints. Do I need to do that? Oops. With the safe, maybe. Spoke to these two. Use. Powder. A rudimentary way of taking fingerprints. I say quite genius. No signs of any fingerprints on the dial. I may be dealing with a professional. All right. Do I need to check for fingerprints somewhere else? Because I'm not sure if I'm done. Because I can only interact. Because this says use. So probably the items that say use I can check for fingerprints and not the other stuff. Oh. Interact, did I do that? Surprised
Ah.
her luggage made it this far without spilling with the amount she packed. Alright. Door handle, interact.
Oh.
I missed this. These scratches must have been made by something sharp, a blade perhaps. Fingerprint. Part of a fingerprint. I do not have the appropriate tools with me, but I'm sure I can find a way to reveal the full print. So can I use this? He's saying the same thing as he did
Magnifique.
before.
A fingerprint. Now to determine who it belongs to.
You found one, detective? Ah, how exciting! I suppose you'll want to take mine. To rule me out, I mean.
Alright, so I'm taking everybody's fingerprints, probably.
Of course. Whatever you need.
Oh, I can ask her things still.
Insured? Oh no, why would I have it insured?
Anything of substantial monetary value.
I'll stop you there, detective. The cigarette case itself is hardly worth 2 pennies, but to me, it's priceless.
Alright, that rules are out, I think. Has anyone been alone in your cabin?
Not for a second. At least not with my permission. You probably think this silly, naive woman has left her valuables out, or I've just misplaced them. But I assure you, that is not me.
I would never say such a thing.
It had not crossed my mind for even a moment.
Yeah. There appears to be scratches on the cabin door's lock. So someone broke in. Who could have caused them? Well, you had the knife. That is not right. Oh. Maybe her? No. Maybe. What about the drunk? Currently, the only suspect I have for the scratches is the porter, Mark. Why? You're not explaining anything. Why the porter? Owns a sailing knife? Alcoholic? Gun on hand? Oh, I didn't even see that. That is not right. What about the alcoholic and the guts? Gut, alcoholic. No. Oh. What about alcoholic and knife then? That's the only thing left. I suck at this apparently. Looking at the condition of the door and its lock, I cannot rule out a drunken attempt to open it. But why is the cut on the hand not important? I don't understand. Let's also take your fingerprints.
You could ask me anything.
And I will. Would you allow me a sample of your fingerprint?
Am I to be used as your guinea pig?
Yes.
I would not dare compare you to a guinea pig. Would you be so kind?
The answer is yes, of course. I have nothing to hide.
I believe her. Even if she was guilty, she would not do this herself. I'm gonna take them with the powder case. Makeup remains. Wait, what? Take and compare. I don't know how. That is not right. Yeah, I'm confused. What are you gonna use? The invitation? Why? That makes no sense. So not the powder case? Then what? The thief knew exactly how to keep the identity hidden. I must now take fingerprint samples from the others. Taking Mademoiselle Farquhar's will allow me to compare what prints are hers with those that may belong to our thief. Yeah, but you're speaking to Anastasia. I don't understand. What has the mascara to do with it? Followed by samples from Monsieur Hastings and Monsieur Allard. The only fingerprint that remains on the door is the one left by Mademoiselle Farquhar upon return to her cabin. How do you know it's hers? The culprit continues to evade me. There must be something I have not considered. What? So you're not taking her fingerprints? What are you doing? I'm confused. No fingerprints on dial. Strange to find no fingerprints on the dial at all. None of the suspects knew Florence' safe combination code. I can confirm. But how can you confirm? Because they're saying they don't? This makes no sense to me, really. No useful fingerprints remain on the door handle. But how do you know it's hers? I'm so confused. Drunken break-in. Looking at the condition of the toilet's lock, can I rule out a drunken attempt? Do I need to... Oh, like this.
I must act on thought.
Yeah, but you're not making any sense to me. Thief new code to save.
Where is the sense in that?
What about this?
I cannot see the logic in this. Perhaps a...
Wait, what? What about these two?
I must take a different approach.
This game makes no sense to me. Honestly, it doesn't. What about drunken break-in and not the code?
Order and method. That...
Right, you're so weird. What about this? What's new? Contradiction. Mademoiselle Farquhar is clearly upset, but its sentimental value appears to outweigh its monetary. Wait, do you make those connections yourself? Is that it? Am I not supposed to do it? But it says too. That I can't even go there. This game is so weird. Thief new code to save. Assume the thief simply entered the code and took the contents. What about these two?
This will not get me any closer.
Wait, what? What about these two?
The pieces of the puzzle are finally coming together.
Yeah, finally. No useful fingerprints remain. The thief has been careful to cover their tracks. Is that what you want me to do? But there's still one left. What about, but these don't align. They
Come
really
now.
don't.
Is there something I am...
I don't know. Oh, tracks, this is new. No useful fingerprints remain. Cover the tracks. What about these two?
The evidence suggests something else.
But what does it suggest then? These two?
Come, my little Grace.
Oh my god, I'm so confused about you.
Something just does not feel right.
What about these two?
What a revelation.
Although the suspects did not have the code to the safe, there's still the chance that it was cracked open. Was it? Safe was cracked. But how? So this needs to be linked to what? This?
I should consider that.
The safe was cracked. It was cracked open. What about this?
The evidence suggests something.
What does it suggest? What about this?
Voila.
Oh, alright. The thief's attempt to fool me and cover the tracks only shows they knew exactly what they were doing. And we have still one more link. But... oh, here it is. Expert break-in. So these don't match? Can confirm that the portal was nothing more than a scapegoat for the thief. The erratic scratches on the door lock were made to make me believe he was behind the theft.
Magnifique.
What objective? Porter framed. My initial suspicion that the porter may have been the thief is beginning to waver. Would someone go to the lengths of framing him? Oh, I just read that. So this is complete apparently. Alright, but you're not. But I have no links here, so I guess I need to leave that for the time being.
I must consider the suspects I have in front of me. Monsieur Hastings.
Yeah, he's very suspicious.
He is keen to impress Mademoiselle Farquhar and claims that he was alone in his cabin working since. Marc Allard, the porter. Evidence suggests a rather amateur attempt to break into the safe, which in his intoxicated state would make sense.
Wait, what?
But it was just a ruse. The safe was opened quite masterfully, leaving only signs of a poorly attempted break-in. Mademoiselle Babagnan, a new friend to Mademoiselle Farquhar, who appeared at a most convenient time. I cannot see a motive besides the obvious value of the cigarette case. But Mademoiselle Farquhar has made it quite clear the value is of a sentimental nature. Perhaps the best thing for me would be to return to my cabin to think. I fear my legs and perhaps even my evening meal will not last much longer amidst these waves.
All right. He gets seasick. So he just said with the recording his voice perhaps started, but I think it's cut off. Maybe they changed their
detective.
mind.
How goes the investigation?
Hey, you're a suspect.
A good detective, better yet, a great detective, will find motive, means, and opportunity.
She found it! Miss Babanian found it! Oh, thank heavens!
Oh, that's convenient.
I was on my way to speak with the captain when I saw something shining underneath one of those pipes.
Strange that it was not spotted earlier by any one of us while on the ship's deck.
Yeah, she did it.
Maybe the thief was scared and dumped it for fear of being caught red-handed.
You mean you?
Miss Babanian, Anastasia, you saved the day. I can't thank you enough.
What if she thought it was valuable, heard her telling it wasn't valuable at all, and changed her mind?
And you, of course, detective.
I find Mademoiselle Babanian's explanation of finding the cigarette case rather coincidental. But without any definitive proof, I cannot suggest anything otherwise. The cigarette case has been returned and the coast is in sight, which is what is important.
Alright, we're just gonna let this go, I guess.
Although, there still remains a part of me that craves the truth.
Yeah, she did it,
I suppose you can chalk that up as a victory.
I guess.
A victory for Mademoiselle Farquhar, but not in the eyes of the law. Well, if anyone asks, I'll confirm what a splendid job you did.
Oh, thanks.
Very kind, monsieur. While we are on the matter of truth, Monsieur Arthur Hastings, you are here to oversee the transportation of the penitent Magdalene painting, are you not?
So I guess this was the prologue, it just ended. I'm not sure though.
How on earth? You are aware of my employment, but not of my true identity. Detective Hercule Poirot. Wait, are you the official that I was supposed to have met on board?
Yeah.
Oui, monsieur. Please, accept my apologies for keeping my true identity hidden. But I had to be sure your involvement with the theft was purely coincidental.
That it was.
When it comes to the nature of our work, trust must be earned. A little unorthodox, but I suppose I understand. So you can trust me now?
Unorthodox?
It continues to grow. Well, we have a couple of weeks before the gala, so hopefully by then you'll trust me with your life.
And you can.
One can hope.
Chapter 1. So that was the prologue apparently. We had a case and we didn't solve it. Great start. Chapter 1, The Gala. This is our
I don't
painting.
think I'll ever stop being amazed seeing such incredible pieces up close.
Is he telling me, or am I him and am I thinking this?
One would certainly hope not.
So telling me. The Penitent Magdalene painting, Discoveries 04. So I guess the prologue just ended. And we're going to chapter 1. And I think the goal is to secure this painting somehow. And doesn't it get stolen or something?
Oh.
Contrast between the deep and vibrant red of her hair and softness of her lips gives a most feminine and tender appearance. Also, people really don't, well, it's not like they don't like this game, they're just not that enthusiastic. The lustrous eyes focus their attention to something in the distance. But so far, I must say, I am kind of okay with that, because that intro we just saw, I liked it. It's different from the first game. I don't think they did it in the same way. But it is a little jinky. As near perfect complexion as I've seen before. Just the mechanics aren't really that great. See me looking for clues here. It widens the circle and then it's gone. So what am I looking for? They could have done that better. I think the first cases I think it's called was it moved better or worked better. How do you say it? A suddenly a powerful halo circling Mary's head. I just feel like if you're playing a game, it should feel fluent. You're going through it, and you shouldn't be worried about how to do stuff.
What do you gentlemen think of this particular piece?
And this game, that kind of feels like I have to worry about how to get to certain things or points, and that's kind of annoying.
Can it really be?
To a layman, perhaps. I'm afraid it's a complete fake.
No.
Such eloquent and delicate work.
Very observant. But that doesn't make it authentic. You know, even Michelangelo himself was an art forger in his early career.
Yeah, those forgers, they're real talented. So they copy famous paintings, but they do it so well that it almost looks the same as an original. So they're really talented themselves.
See if you can spot the telltale sign of a forgery.
Alright, I think usually they scan it and they look at the paint underneath or something. The cracks? I'm not sure. Apparently it's over here. So this is nothing I'm clicking, but it doesn't do anything. This is what I mean. This is why it's a bit jinky. The face.
Aha.
On the turban? What are you even looking at? I'm not sure. Face of young mademoiselle is unblemished.
The craquelure is inconsistent across the painting. Surely a sign of a cheap imitation.
Well, he means I think that they added with a pencil stroke to make it look older.
Very impressive, Detective. Unconvincing aging is one of the most common giveaways of a forgery, whether it be in the craquelure, the smells of chemicals used to artificially age the painting, pigments that haven't dulled with age. Sometimes it's as simple as the materials used just not existing at the time of painting. The trustees were quite excited by its arrival, but it didn't take me long to identify its faults.
Also, the original is hanging somewhere in a museum, so maybe that's a giveaway.
Quite the detective yourself, Mademoiselle Warbeck.
I don't know which museum we are. London? No, I think isn't it in the Netherlands or something, somewhere?
Please, call me Evelyn.
If there's one thing I've learned in the short time I've spent with the detective here, formalities and politeness are essential.
They are a cornerstone of modern civilization and must be upheld.
Yeah, he believes in that.
This city could benefit from more gentlemen like yourself.
So what time are we in? Current times?
Now that the etiquette of our greetings has been decided, shall we finalize preparations?
I think now, considering what she's wearing, right?
I was hoping you'd say that. The exhibition area needs to be secured. I wonder if you would be able to lock the remaining doors for me? I'll lock the west wing door when I'm finished there.
Seems like a job for a detective. Not really.
And if you could tie this ribbon around the handles of the main door for me, I'll leave it outside.
If securing the exhibition room is what Mademoiselle Warbeck requires, that is what shall be done.
Oh, all right. for watching. Curious what happens next? Subscribe to my page so you don't miss anything.